Damu Anna Kasar of Ahmednagar, Stories of Speculations, Amra Leela. Preliminary. We begin this chapter with a bow with all our 8 limbs to Sai Baba, who is an ocean of mercy, the God incarnate, who is Parabrahman, and the great Yogeshwara, the Lord of Yoga. Victory be unto Sai Baba, who is the crest jewel of the saints, who is the home of all auspicious things, who is our Atmaram, that is, dear self, and who is able refugee of the devotees. We prostrate ourselves before him, who has attained the aim of and the end of life. Sai Baba is always full of mercy. What is wanted on our past is wholehearted devotion on him. When a devotee has got firm faith and devotion, his wishes are soon fulfilled. When the desire arose in the mind of Hemant Pant to write the life of and Leelas of Sai Baba, he immediately got it written by him. When the order to keep the memos was given, Hemant Pant was inspired and his intellect got strength and boldness to undertake and finish the work. He was not, he said, qualified to write the book, but the gracious blessings of Baba enabled him to complete the undertaking. And thus you have this Satcharitha, which is a Somakant jewel from the nectar in form of Sai Leelas, oozes out of her readers to drink their heart's content. Whenever a devotee had complete and wholehearted devotion to Sai Baba, all his calamities and dangers were warded off, and his welfare attended to by Baba. The story of Damodar Savalaram Resane, Kasar of Ahmednagar, now of Pune, alias Damu Anna, illustrating the above statement is given below. Damu Anna. The readers are aware that a mention of this gentleman was made in the 6th chapter regarding the celebration of Ramanavami festival in Shirdi. He went to Shirdi about the year 1895 when the Ramanavami Utsava celebration began, and from that time he was being providing an ornamental flag for that occasion every year. He also feeds the poor and the fakirs that come there for the festival. His speculations. Number 1. Cotton, a Bombay friend of Damu Anna, wrote to him that they should do some cotton speculation business in partnership which would bring them about 2 lakh of rupees profit. Damu Anna says that a statement made about the year 1936 to Mr. B.B. Narasimha Swami that the proposal was about speculating at Bombay in cotton was from a broker who was not to be a partner, that he, that is Damu Anna, was to be the sole adventurer via P. 75 of the Devotees Experience Part 2. The broker wrote that the business was good and involved no risk and that the opportunity should not be lost. Damu Anna was oscillating in his mind. He could not at once determine to venture in the speculation. He thought about this, and as he was a devotee of Baba, he wrote a detailed letter to Shama, giving all the facts and requested him to consult Baba and take his advice in the matter. Shama got the letter next day, and when he came at noon to the masjid and placed it before Baba, he asked Shama what the matter was and what the letter was about. He replied that Damu Anna of Nagar wanted to consult him about something. Then Baba said, "What does he write? What does he plan? It seems he wants to catch the sky and he was not in consent with what God has given him. Read his letter." Shama then said, "The letter contains what you have just said now. Oh Deva, you sit here calm and composed and agitate the devotees, and when they get restless, you draw them here, some in person and others through letters. If you know the contents of the letter, why do you then press me to read it?" Baba said, "Oh Shama, read it please. I speak at random, and who believes me?" Then Shama read the letter, and Baba heard it attentively and said feelingly, "The Shet, that is Damu Anna, has gone mad. Write to him in reply that nothing is wanting in his house. Let him be content with half loaf, that is bread, he has now, and let him not bother about himself about lakhs." Shama sent the reply to Damu Anna, which was anxiously waiting for. Reading it, he found that all his hopes and prospects about lakhs of rupees as profit were dashed into the ground. As he thought he had done a mistake in consulting Baba, as Shama had hinted in the reply that there was always much difference in seeing and hearing, and that therefore he should come to Shirdi personally and see Sai Baba. He thought it advisable to go to Shirdi and consult Baba personally about the affair. So he went to Shirdi, saw Baba, prostrated him before him, and sat shampooing his legs. He had no courage to ask Baba openly about this speculation, but he thought in his mind that it would be better if some share in the business could be assigned to Baba, and said in his mind that if Baba were to help him in transaction, he would surrender some share of profits to him. Damu Anna was thus thinking secretly in his mind, but nothing was veiled from Baba. Everything past, present, and future were clear to him as an amalaka fruit in hand. A child wants sweets, but its mother gives bitter pills. The former spoils health while the latter improves it, so that mother looks to the welfare of her infant, coaxes it and gives it bitter pills. Baba, kind mother as he was, knew the present and future prospects of his devotees, and therefore, reading Damu Anna's mind, he openly spoke to him. Bapu, I do not want to be entangled in any such worldly things, that is, sharing profits. Seeing Baba's disapproval, Damu Anna dropped the enterprise. Number 2. Grain dealing. Then he thought of trading in grain, rice, wheat, and other groceries. Baba read also his thought and said to him, You will be buying at 5 seers and selling at 7 seers a rupee. So this business was also given up. The rise in the prices of grains was kept up for some time, and Baba's prophecy seemed to be falsified. But in a month or two, there was abundant rain everywhere, and the prices suddenly fell down, and therefore those who stored grain suffered a severe loss. Damu Anna was saved from this fate. Needless to say that the cotton speculation, which was conducted by the broker with the help of another merchant, was also collapsed with severe loss to the adventurers. After seeing that the Baba had saved him from two severe losses in cotton and grain speculations, Damu Anna's faith in Baba grew strong, and he remained a true devotee of Baba till his passing away, and even now. Amra Leela, that is mango miracle. Once a parcel of about 300 good mangoes was received at Shirdi. It was sent from Goa by one Mamlatdar named Rale to Sai Baba in the name of Shama. When it was opened, all the mangoes were found to be in good condition. They were given in Shama's charge, and only four were retained and placed in Kolamba, that is pot, by Baba. He said that these four fruits are for Damu Anna, let him lie there. This Damu Anna had three wives. According to his statement mentioned above, he had not three but two wives only. He had no issue. He consulted many astrologers and himself studied astrology to some extent, and found that there was a Papi, that is inauspicious planet, in his horoscope, that there was no prospect of any issue to him in his life, but he had great faith in Baba. When he went to Shirdi 2 hours after the receipt of the mango parcel for worshipping Baba, he said, though other people are looking for mangoes, they are dhamyas. He, oh, they are, should not eat and die. Damu, on hearing the words, first was shocked, but Malspati, a prominent Shirdi devotee, is explaining him to him that the death meant death of little self or egos, and have it at Baba's feet was a blessing. He said that he would accept the fruits and eat them. But Baba said to him, do not eat yourself, but give it to him, to your junior wife. This Amra Leela, that is mango miracle of 4 mangoes, will give her 4 sons and 4 daughters. This is done, and ultimately in due course of it was found that Baba's words turned out to be true and not those of astrologers. Baba's speech established its efficacy or greatness while he was living in flesh, but wonder of wonders. It did the same even after his passing away. Baba said, believe me, though I pass away, my bones in my tomb will give you hope and confidence. Not only myself, but my tomb would be speaking, moving, and communicating with those who surrender themselves wholeheartedly to me. Do not be anxious that I would be absent from you. You will hear my bones speaking and discussing your welfare. But remember me always, believe me in your heart and soul, and then you will be most benefited. Prayer. Hemant Pant closes this chapter with a prayer. Ho Sai Sadguru, the wish fulfilling tree of the Bhaktas, let us never forget and lose sight of our feet. We have been troubled with ins and outs, that is, birth and death, in this samsar. Now free us from the cycle of births and deaths. Restrain us from outgoing of senses to their object, and introvert us and bring us face to face with Atma, that is self. And as long as this outgoing tendency of the senses and the mind is not checked, there is no prospect of self realization. Neither son, nor wife, nor friend will be of any use in this end. It is only you. You will give us salvation and happiness. Destroy completely our tendency for discussions and other evil matters. Let our tongue get a good or otherwise Get a passion for chanting your name. Drive out your thoughts, good and or otherwise, make us forget our bodies and houses and do away with our egoism. Make us ever remember your name and forget all other things. Remove the restlessness of our mind and make it steady and calm. If you just clasp us, the darkness of night of ignorance will vanish, and we shall live happily in your light. That you made us drink the nectar of your leelas and awakened us from our slumber is due to your grace and our store of merits and passwords. Note, in this connection, the following extract from Damu and our statement mentioned above is worth perusal. It is in page number 76. Once, when I sat at his feet with many others, I had two questions in my mind, and he gave answers to both. Number one, there are so many crowding to Sai Baba. Do they all get benefit from him? To this he replied orally, "Look at the mango tree in blossom. If all the flowers brought fruit, what a splendid crop it would be. But do they? Most fall off, either the flowers or unripe fruits by wind, etc. Very few remain." Number two, the second question was about myself. If Baba were to pass away, how hopelessly adrift I would be, and how I am to fare then. To this, Baba answered that he would be with me when and whenever I thought of him. That promise he kept before 1918 and has been keeping up after 1918. He's still with me, he's still guiding me. This was about 1910 1911 when brother separated from me and my sister died, and there was a theft and police inquiry. All of incidents upset me very much. When my sister died, my mind went much upset. I did not care for life and enjoyments. When I met Baba, he pacified me with his upadesh and made me eat a feast of Puran Poli at Appas Kulkarni's house and get pasted with sandal. There was theft in my house. 30 years friend of mine stole my wife's jewel box, including her auspicious nathi, that is nose ring. I wept before Baba's photo. The next day, the man returned the jewel box and prayed for pardon. Bow to Sri Sai. Peace be to all. Meet you with the next chapter next week. Apologies for the delayed live. I had no network. Thank you so much.